Hey, it's Lorinda Renee. Glad you're here. We're going to talk about EasyWebinar versus WebinarJam, okay? Both of these are two different platforms to run webinars on, and they both cost around um, $400 for annually to get started. But there are some key differences between the two of them that I really want to talk about. Now, they both run on top of Google Hangouts. So that means that you are going to need a YouTube account in order to use both of those services. Okay. So let me share my screen here. EasyWebinar has a really great comparison chart on their website that they can that you can go and look at. So let me just share that with you. Okay. Okay. So here is the comparison chart. So it's a really good one. You can tell they really want you to have the information to make the best decision. Casey Zeman is the founder of EasyWebinar, and WebinarJam is put out by Andy Jenkins and that clan. I forgot the other guy's name. Okay, so as you can see, starting with this first thing here, you can create live events with EasyWebinar and WebinarJam. Okay, while we're here, we'll go ahead and talk about GoToWebinar. GoToWebinar is made by Citrix, the behemoth technology company, Citrix, and they really cater more to corporate America. So they have an excellent product. It is just pricey. It is $99 for 500 attendees. The max of 500 attendees. No, I think it's $99 for a max of 500 attendees and $500 a month for a max of 1,000 attendees. Okay, so that's that one. WebinarJam, as I said, is put out by Marketing Genesis or Andy Jenkins and that crew. Google Hangouts, of course, is a live streaming app made by Google. Stealth Seminar and Evergreen Business Solutions, both of these are put out by different companies. A word on the street is Evergreen Business Solutions doesn't seem to be updating their product as much as they used to, and they would probably not. A business owner that's currently using Evergreen Business Solutions was saying that he would probably use the Stealth Seminar instead because the direction of Evergreen doesn't seem to be evergreen, that they've kind of stopped updating things. Okay, so let's just go down the list here. Creating automated pre-recorded events. Now, EasyWebinar does this great. EasyWebinar is, like I said, EasyWebinar and WebinarJam both work on top of the Google Hangouts platform. So what they add to Google Hangouts is a marketing system, meaning you have a way to automate the registration and follow up of your attendees or your prospects. Google Hangouts doesn't do that. It really is just a streaming app. Okay, it's just going to stream it out to the internet, and put it on YouTube for you when you're done. So that's all that it does, and it does that pretty reliably. As you can see in the top here, Google Hangouts events are unlimited. You can have as many people as the internet will hold on a streaming event because it truly is just a live feed, or it can be a live feed just on your YouTube page. And that is what your Google Hangout stream is, which is very, very awesome. So again, EasyWebinar and WebinarJam work on top of or in conjunction with Google Hangouts. GoToWebinar, Stealth Webinar, and Evergreen Business Solutions are standalone products. Okay. EasyWebinar in its first bundle will create automated and pre-recorded events for you. As you can see, only Steph and Evergreen will do that. The others won't do that. Okay. And you can see here what it is. Unlimited attendees. Of course, EasyWebinar and WebinarJam have unlimited attendees because they run on top of Google Hangouts. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know much about Evergreen Business Solutions other than I've heard they're not really updating their stuff. The other thing, another key difference that I found between EasyWebinar and WebinarJam is that WebinarJam won't do the pre-recorded events. It won't do the automated events without you buying an additional product. Okay. So that's another $400 or $500. So with the first investment of $400 or $400 for EasyWebinar, you get pre-recorded, live, and automated events that you can run through there. Now, Casey Zeman is the founder there, and he has about 4,000 customers. And that means that you're probably going to get really good service, really good support because they are a smaller company. And sometimes the smaller technology companies, you get way more service. You just have to be kind of very specific about what your problems are and things like that. But the response times can be really, really good, or it can be really, really bad. I haven't had to use their support yet. I've only been using EasyWebinar for about a month and a half. Before that, I was using WebinarJam for the past year. And I did not like WebinarJam worked flawlessly every single time. It was great, including the marketing, including the templates you get for the Hangouts. All of that was really, really good. What I did not like about it, something that EasyWebinar does not do, is them plastering their name all over everything. Whenever you put a link to a WebinarJam webinar, you are always getting their branding. I did not like that at all, especially if my business is webinar production. I don't want that out there like that every single time because it looks like I am marketing it, and they are marketing it. So didn't like that at all on there. So WebinarJam runs on top of Google Hangouts, just like EasyWebinar does, but EasyWebinar requires WordPress and WebinarJam does not. So there's another key difference. You're going to have to install a plugin to use EasyWebinar. You're going to have to install a WordPress plugin to use EasyWebinar. You're going to have a WordPress website. Now, you can install WordPress for your EasyWebinar software in about 5 minutes. It is not complicated at all, but that is just one of the differences in the technology, just to prepare you for that. Okay, I thought this was a really neat feature for EasyWebinar, which was you can stream your pre-recorded Hangout your pre-recorded webinar in your attendees' time zone. That is very helpful. So if you got somebody around the world that you have a pre-recorded session going for, you can have it play at 2 o'clock their time, whatever time that is, and you don't have to keep up with that. The system does that for you. Okay, analytics system, autoresponder integration. That is the marketing end, built-in notifications, fully responsive and customizable event pages, fully editable in any language, social share. Okay, tune your events in an automated event. Okay, this is the WebinarJam. Wanting more, you have to buy another piece of software to get that. Okay. Now this is very interesting that EasyWebinar integrates with wish list membership software, and it seems to be the only one that does that. And of course, like I just mentioned, it is the only one that integrates. Well, it's not the only one that integrates with their WordPress site, but there's where they're talking about their WordPress integration. Okay, so these are just some other features. Nothing else that really stands out from my experience of working with them. Okay, so that's the comparison. Now, if I were gonna start all over here, I really would. I recommend you start, if you're brand spanking new, I recommend you just start with Google Hangouts. You just do the Google Hangouts because it is free and it works. Now, the other tools that you're going to need to do the marketing, which is the people that you're inviting, the people that you're registering, until you make some money, just do all of that stuff manually. It's not that big of a deal, and you will want to be able to do that anyway. So you're going to have to keep track of who was invited. Okay, you have to keep track of who was invited. You also have to keep track of the people who attended. Then you have to know the people that attended and bought from you, because you're going to have to segment those people into another list. You're going to communicate with those people differently than you would the people who attended and did not buy. Okay, you're going to just manually separate the attendees that came and bought something from the people that came and did not buy anything. And then your third list that you're going to need is the people that did not come. So all three of those segments of the people that registered for your webinar, all three of those sections need different communications, different email follow-up sequence or phone calls, whatever it is your sales process is. Every single one of these systems, these webinar platforms, will do that, except of course Google Hangouts, because they don't do marketing. But until you get there, if you can spare the $400 for EasyWebinar, I think it is a great value. I really do. Otherwise, just stick with Google Hangouts. Make sure you segment your list. If you're using a free, you can use some autoresponder, an email marketing software like MailChimp, because that one will give you at least somewhere to start, and that's free. Oh gosh. Okay, MailChimp is free. A lot of people use Aweber or GetResponse is one I use. I actually use Aweber and GetResponse and MailChimp, and then during the day. For one of my customers, I use the Constant Contact. So that is my comparison. I am very happy so far with the EasyWebinar. It looks really good. You can tell that the software was made by a marketer. You can really just tell that. Now, their templates aren't as pretty as WebinarJam's, but they are there, and you don't have to use their templates. You can figure out how to make your own templates if you want to. I also use Gotowebinar, and Gotowebinar is rock solid software. Again, but there is no marketing automation to it at all. And you know, as a small business owner, you really want to automate as much of your business as you can, because the more you can leverage technology, that that makes your expenses fewer. Okay, it makes your expenses fewer for the people that you have to hire or the outsourcing that you have to do. Okay, so that is my comparison. I hope that was helpful to you. If I can help you anyway, please just let me know, and uh, we will see you next time. If this video was helpful, go ahead and leave me a like or subscribe or comment, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.